Hello everyone, welcome to the much requested tier list video. Now you may know that I've been putting off on making this video for quite a while now, but this is because I do not believe myself to have enough experience with the entire cast to confidently rate everyone. However, I believe my initial assessments are now sufficiently explored to the point where I can provide you guys with this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now in order to accurately rate the skins from Path to Nowhere, we need to know what our rankings translate to in terms of practical interpretation. Basically, the K and C rankings depict skins I would not use over the base outfit. A is kind of neutral ground, I like the skin, but it doesn't fully defeat the base design. Lastly, U and Q are the difference between, ooh, that's a nice skin, let me get that, and holy f***, I need this in my life. So first off here we have Hella, and I'm a bit biased on this skin actually, because I am actually a big fan of Alice in Wonderland. So this is a skin that just appeals to me straight up. And I mean, like, I really like the skin, like, even looking past that, as I think it does enough differently from the base skin, and it's a very interesting take on Hella's character. So yeah, this is definitely a skin I would be using. I do also like Hella's base design quite a bit, but for me, this one is like nice skin. Like I would use this whenever possible. Now, the next one here, I mean, Kelsey is just too hot in the skin. Like this is peak design. I love everything about the skin. It just takes Kelsey to a whole another level of being just absolutely attractive. Yeah, it's a beautiful skin. This demon skin, it's like, it's okay. I don't think it really does anything beyond the base design. I could sort of see myself using it, but like, I would not miss not having the skin. Like I would not be sad. Maybe even a C actually on this one. No, I still prefer to the base, I think. Yeah. Let's keep it a C. Let's keep it a C. Alright. EMP. I actually really like this EMP skin. I do also like her base design though, but I've used the skin through all of my time of using EMP, whenever, like ever since I got it. So it does hold a bit of a special place in my heart. So yeah, this is like kind of a no-brainer U for me. Like it's just a nice skin that I really enjoy using. And I think Langley now is going to be the spicy opinion here, because I think this is a good skin. I think this is actually a really good skin, in the sense of that I think Langley is incredibly attractive. It's really nicely made. However, for me, where it loses out on is the fact of, like, I think uniqueness and thematic. I really like the original design of Langley, going for kind of the let's say gangster mommy kind of style. And I think this still leans into it, but I think the original design just does it better. I just think it's cooler. And naturally, this doesn't really go for cool, but I do prefer that in my Langley design, I think, of actually having a cool skin. I have the skin, I've never used it. Yeah, I prefer the original. Zora's base design is really good. Zora's base design is really, really good. However, there's one part of this skin which really, really just sends it above the rest. Now, you may or may not know what I'm talking about there, but just trust me. Pekasi, I absolutely adore Pekasi. I love her so much. She's one of my favorite characters in the game, by far. However, in terms of this skin, this is definitely, like, I did not, like, feel sad about missing out on the skin. I did not buy the skin, and I did not regret it at all either. I really like her base design. I do like the skin, but for me, the base design is just, like, perfectly cute. Like, it's just adorable, and you can't really compete with it. Not at least with the skin. For Hamel is a bit of an interesting one here, because I'm actually not the greatest fan. Well, I shouldn't say that. I like the design they went for here, but I'm a really big fan of the base design. I really enjoy, like, blue dancer type characters. So obviously this kind of deducts points for this Hamel skin for me. I haven't bought it, and I don't feel rushed to do it either. However, what really pulls this, like, up for me is how clearly they made her indicator for being in amp mode. It is so much more clear in this skin than it is in the base one, that it actually, like, pulls it up, like, quite a bit for me. Which basically just sends it up to an A, I would say, because I would use this in situations where I really want to know which amp mode I'm in. and like be certain I can know of it. I can still do it on the other one, but it's just infinitely easy on the skin one. So yeah, I usually use Space Hamel, but I use the skin whenever. I use my skin on one of my accounts whenever I feel the need to. Chameleon is kind of interesting because I mean she's definitely better than the base design. I really like this Greek goddess they're going for here. The only issue I think I have with this skin is the effects are really like busy. It can be really hard to see the effects, like the visual effects of other characters when they are affected by Chameleon. A great example of this is Baiyi. Seeing her poise and stuff can be really difficult with this skin. However, I think that is still a bit of a niche or special situation. So, not considering that, I mean, I think this just goes into the U. Not quite Q ranking, but it's a really good skin. Cinebar. Now, if you saw my stream when I actually got the Cinebar skin, you would also know that I actually did not get the Cinebar skin, and I actually instead went for the Warrants. That's not to say this is a bad skin. The skin is absolutely incredible. I think it's beautiful. It really like puts a kind of cool aesthetic on Cinebar, and I really love the in-game model as well. I think that is one of the best ones they have. So for me, this is kind of a no-brainer. If I had the skin, I would use it every time. No questions asked. Ignis is really cute. I really like the skin. Now I did get it as well. I haven't used Ignis, but for me this is definitely a no-brainer. I would use this over the base design. The question is if it's a Q or U, because she's incredibly cute. No, I gotta put it in U, not because like I think she's better than some of the other U contenders here, but she just doesn't really hit that absolute high for me that some of the Qs are gonna be doing here. Next up we have Irene, and I mean, Irene was attractive before, but this swimsuit like design is just, and like if you consider her voice lines as well, right? Like, I gotta say that's good job, devs, good job, good job, artists to say as well. It's definitely one they use over the base design as well. The question is again, I want to put it in Q kind of, but I don't think it quite competes with the likes of Chelsea right now. I don't think it quite competes with it. It is a good skin. It's definitely worthwhile getting, but I don't think it quite gets up there for me. Next up we have Crash, and I absolutely adore like fairy tale style skins, like especially Grim Fantasy or anything of that like. And I like this skin is no exception for me. This is like probably one of my favorite skins of the game, so it's an absolutely easy queue. I would absolutely love to have this skin. I don't have a Crash on my EU main account, but yeah, I do have the skin on my NA account, and I'm using it every time I have the chance. Summer's another interesting one for me actually, because I don't think the Summer skin is bad by any means. However, I think Summer's base design is just really, really good. And that's not to say the skin isn't really, really good either, but it just means that I think in terms of the splash arts, I think the base wins out for me. And I think I do prefer it as well. I kind of like her high school girl-esque aesthetic more than I do like this explorer type, but it's not like I think this skin is necessarily like bad or anything. So we are going to put this in C, just because I do think if I had Summer and if I use Summer, I would still use her base design. Ariel. This is also one of my favorite skins of all time, and this is a no-brainer Q for me. Ever since I got this Ariel basically has been my home screen for it, for the game. I mean, like, she was that for the longest time. Absolutely beautiful skin. Absolutely. The only thing actually I would say that kind of draws the skin down for me is the voice effect on her auto attacks. For some reason, those are just incredibly obnoxious to listen to. But like in terms of visual, the skin is just absolutely top notch. I did not hesitate at all getting it. This Rebecca skin, I think, is just terrible. All things considered, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people find it cute. I do not find Rebecca particularly cute at all, and like I don't use Rebecca. This skin, whenever I see it, it just seems like, you know, like basically the reason it's in K, right? It's like even if I had it, I don't think I would even use it over the base design of Rebecca. Not that I think the base design of Rebecca is like incredible by any means, but This one just doesn't do it for me. It's not quite cute for me, personally. Now, Luvia, though. Have you guys seen how it looks when you put Luvia on the field with this skin on? It is like one of the cutest things ever. Like, oh, I'm gonna show a clip on the screen here, but like this is like an easy like I got the skin immediately on my NA account, and I'm thinking of also getting it on my EU account. It's just so good. It's so cute. She throws snowballs, man. She throws snowballs. I love it. Next up we have Nox, and I don't think this really needs any like further explanation than this is just cute. Like this is just like, yeah, no, she's too hot. I am a sucker for the whole blindfold aesthetic as well. So yeah, this one just needs right into my interests, and like I do love the water-esque let's say accent that accompanies it. One complaint I would have for it is the way the waves are formed when she attacks during her ultimate. The waves come out faster than the hit register, so it can kind of be misleading in knowing when to animation cancel. But yeah, other than that, I think the skin is just absolutely top tier. And speaking of top tier skins, I mean, Bai Yi, do you really need to ask? This Bai Yi skin is just absolutely sick. And I think it's really great because it really just proves that you do not need to show a lot of skin for a character to have a good skin, right? A good attire here. Like, Bai Yi is like, she's wearing more clothes than she does in her base, and she looks absolutely amazing. I just absolutely love everything about the skin. Wendy is fine-ish, but like, all things considered, I don't think it really beats out the main skin, like the base skin. It's decent. I don't think it does anything beyond the main one, though, the base one. So for me, that's gonna just be a standard A right there. Hikate, this Hikate skin was actually one I used quite a bit, starting off. However, recently, like, I just prefer her base, honestly, base art. I could easily see myself putting this in A. I can easily see some people putting it even in U, but for me, I think it's going to be a C, since I do prefer to have the basic Hikate skin instead. Alright, I think that's about covers it. So yeah, thanks for watching this official Repanda tier list. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again.